Sweetheart, why was God negotiating with Abraham to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah?
Good question. Why was God negotiating with Abraham before he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah? The bottom line is that God loved Abraham because of Abraham's obedience to God. The Lord called Abraham in Genesis chapter 12, and Abraham obeyed God. He left his father's house and he went to Canaan, a land he had never been to. But while he was leaving his father's house, he took along his wife and a cousin. The name of the cousin is Lot, L-O-T. Unfortunately, when they got to the land of Canaan, there has to be separation between the uncle Abraham and cousin Lot. For specific reason, they had to separate. So Lot chose to live in the region of Sodom and Gomorrah, while Abraham remained in Canaan. So the Sodom and Gomorrah people are perverted sexually. They live a sexual perverted life. They're so promiscuous, they did everything against God's instruction, including homosexuality. And so the wickedness came before the Lord, and the Lord was ready to destroy the region or the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. But before God did that, he went through Canaan to let Abraham know what God was about to do. The bottom line, the lesson, the life lesson, or the spiritual lesson in this is that God can, because of one member of your family, spare the rest of the family. God was going to negotiate with Abraham that if he found a group of righteous people in Sodom, he would spare the city. God knew that the majority of the city population were perverted. But to give the Abraham the benefit of the doubt, God permit or allowed Abraham to negotiate on behalf of the city, knowing fully that his cousin Lot, L-O-T, Lot, was living in Sodom and Gomorrah. And God was going to bestow that blessing of protection upon the cousin because of Abraham. Again, God can, because of one person in a family, spare a whole generation or generations to come. And that's the lesson. So what role are we playing in our family? What role are you playing in your family? The story did not have a happy ending because the people of Sodom and Gomorrah showed their perverted life to the strangers who came into town in form of angels. They actually showed up at cousin Lot's house to have sex with the strangers. We're talking of male strangers, even though Lot pleaded with them, I'll give you my daughters, but spare these strangers, let them be in my protection and do not have sex with them. But the city, being who they were, they refused. They were ready to kick down the door. And so the angels told cousin Lot to flee for his life or for his safety. Flee to the mountains with your family. because we're going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Unfortunately, Lot's wife did not make it through. She looked back, and the instruction was, flee to the mountains, do not look back. It was a sad ending, but the good part of it is that Lot and his children made it to the mountains. Does that help?
It helped. Amen.